Hey everybody, the Super Vader 400 here, Douglas Blair Roberts here. It's time for another video. As you can see by the title above, this is my third rant on pro-blacks, SJWs, Black Lives Matter, Christians, etc. Except this video will be a little bit different from the previous two videos. This video will also be a re-debut, another identification of who I am and what I represent. And as you can see, the title of this video is I am a Coon sellout Uncle Tom, and I am damn proud, and I do not care what anyone else thinks. For the last 10 years, 10 to 11 years, I've pretended to care about black history, black people, and their problems in hopes of gaining respect, approval, and admiration from the various people I couldn't stand, women especially wanting, and also wanting dates and sex from them, and from my parents, especially my father, wanting his respect, approval, and praise. So I pretended to care about blacks, when in reality I do not care about blacks or their problems. Everyone has problems. Everyone has problems, and while I do hope they succeed and get out and come out of their problems, I don't care. I have problems of my own, and worrying about someone else's problems has caused me nothing but anger, depression, and caused me to regress in life instead of progress in life, instead of continue going. So caring about other people's problems has done nothing but ruin my life. I also did this video because I am so angry with black people. My hatred for the African American race and black people in general grows each and every day, especially when I watch the news and see all the heinous crimes black people commit, and all the arrogance, fakeness, and phoniness from pro-blacks, the second group of black people I hate. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in this third part of my problems with pro-blacks. With that being said, let's get started right now. It is time to show you guys what I am made of. Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. Here for. like I said in the off-camera portion of this review, yeah, this is pretty much part 3 of my problems with pro-blacks. Like I said earlier, for those of you who didn't understand, or probably didn't hear me very well, what I said earlier, for the past 10 to 11 years, I've tried to gain respect, approval, and admiration from, and tried to fit in with various black people that I, in the past, before 2007, 8, couldn't stand to be around. Couldn't stand to be around. And it's all started with something that my sister told me back in 2007 and 8. And I wish, and it was the ultimate compliment at the time, but I wish I had never heard that. And that was, my sister once told me that when talking with other people, that a lot of people said I was one of the nicest people in the world, and I was shocked and happy to hear that at the time. Shocked because of my previous reputation of always yelling at and going off on people and displaying antisocial behavior. Behavior, but hearing that made me so happy that I tried to associate with um, popular people, people who were way above me and would never give me the time of day, and they gave me the delusion that everyone liked me and everyone wanted to be my friend. I have a grudge. I'm not going to mention any names, but I have a grudge against several people who pretended to like me, either to get something in return, or was just messing with me. And yeah, but that's a video for another day. This is another video talking about how I am a coon, sellout, and Uncle Tom. I do not like or care about Colin Kaepernick, Black Lives Matter, politics, President Trump or Obama. Not only do I not care about either one of those two guys, I'm actually starting to warm up and like Trump. And next year, in 2020, not next year, 2020, when the presidential election comes up again, if there is no good person running for president in the Democratic plantation and the third party, I am voting for Trump. He will be in office because so far I am digging and liking several of his policies, and Donald Trump is the man I want running this country. No more black presidents unless it's Ben Carson, Larry Elder, Candace Owens, who's probably too young to run for president because she's my age, and Patricia Dixon. These are the only brown or black people who are allowed to run for presidents. First off, I demand a white president, then I demand males. No females unless it's Patricia Dixon and Candace Owens. No females in office, because another problem I've had is the feminism and Me Too movements, which both of these movements are out of control. And if you've seen the heinous crimes black women and women in general have been committing, just think of how out of control it would be with one of those women. Sorry about that. With one of those women in the White House running things. So no women running for White House. And for those of you who don't know about those heinous crimes, I'm talking about the Tawana Brawley crime from the what was it? From the late 80s. From the late 80s, the false rape accusation, the Duke Lacrosse, where a woman named Crystal, keep forgetting her last name, but Crystal falsely accused the entire Duke Lacrosse team of raping her, falsely accused them, and they lost everything, their scholarships, and had the rest of their season canceled, all because of this woman. The Brian Banks case, where a woman named Renita Gibson falsely accused Brian Banks of raping her, and she ruined this man's life. This guy couldn't finish high school. He got thrown out of high school. He got thrown out of high school and spent 5 years of his life in prison, spent all over a lie, 5 to 6 years of his life in prison all over a lie. And this woman, to this day, has went into hiding. Has not only not returned the money she received, but has went into hiding. Went into hiding, and then of course, the Walter Lee Scott case, which this was a man who was forced to pay child support, and a woman snitched on him about child support, and he wouldn't pay it, and he ran for his life. And he encountered a cop. Who shot him. Who instead of instead of capturing him, thought it was okay to shoot him. So yeah, these are the heinous crimes I'm talking about, and of course the ever popular, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows about this one. Probably not too many people know about the first four I mentioned, but the one everybody remembers is the Bill Cosby case, the Bill Cosby rape case, where several women came up and said Bill Cosby drugged and sexually assaulted them several years ago. If it's true, if it was true, then they need to return the hush money. They did not do that, and several black and white women were so happy to put this man, Bill Cosby, ruin his life and put him behind bars. They waited all these years, 30 plus years, to finally come out and say that this guy, Bill Cosby, did all those bad things to them, to them, and this stuff just angers me more every day, man. Every day. So if there's a big time movement and blacks are a part of it, do not expect me to be anywhere near this movement. I don't care about Black Lives Matter. I don't care about Colin Kaepernick. I don't care about Trump, Obama, or anything. The shootings and stuff, they're bad and they're sad, but there's nothing me or anyone can do about them. And the people who do have what it takes to deal, who are capable of dealing with situations like this, are not willing to do what it takes to deal with situations like this. Marching, and worst of all, rioting and doing all this stuff does not solve anything. I'll talk about how you solve those problems in another video, but that's not this video. But yeah, and you can call me all those names: Sellout, Coon, Uncle Tom, Uncle Ruckus, my favorite. I don't care. I'm all of those things. I've always thought the other races, Asians, Hispanics, and the other white races, the British, Russians, Canadians, Australians, all were always better than black African Americans. When it comes to the crimes African Americans commit, one of the biggest crimes they committed, two of the biggest crimes they committed were the riots in Ferguson, and even worse, the riots in Baltimore. These were the worst crimes blacks ever committed. They rioted and destroyed all this property, beat up officers all over a guy they didn't even know, a criminal they didn't even know died. Then when it was proven wrong or not to be what it was, did you hear any of them come out and apologize for tearing up property? Did you hear any of them apologize for attacking these officers? No. Not only did not do that, 2 years later, crime supposedly got worse, and they had the audacity to call upon the same cops who did all these bad things, who supposedly did all these bad, who were supposed to be the bad guys, but they had the audacity to come out here to attack the cops, talk about deaf cops, create a chant saying, "What do we want? Dead cops. When do we want it? Right now." Then 2 years later, oh, you call them for help. So yeah, blacks are arrogant, violent, fake, phony, and weak. Always have been. I don't care about slavery either. Yeah, I hate the whites for enslaving you. I hate you guys more for letting the whites enslave you. You talk about how blacks have done all these great things. You built all this stuff under the command of the white man. They put a gun and a whip to your. They put a gun to your head and a whip to your back to make sure you did all this stuff. Without them, you couldn't. If you notice, in no other country with brown or colored people, you don't see any. You don't see any of the stuff. You don't see any of the societies you see here in America. That's because the Asians, Hispanics, whites, and the white races have always been better than you. Been better than you. So I don't care about any of that. I hate you guys. I hate you guys so much that I don't even want to be known as black or African American. I am brown, American, and human, and that's what I identify my friends and family as. Friends and family as. I don't recognize black or African Americans. That's the enemy of me, and that's an insult. If white person or any other race comes up to me, what's name, and I will quickly correct them and tell them I am not black. I am not black. That's what I call. And same with whites. I don't like whites either because whites, they let you get away with all this stuff. The one time I want them to be racist, they're never racist. They're never racist. They let you get on here. They let you lie. They let you tear up property, do all these bad things because they have this white guilt. They feel sorry for stuff that happened 50, 100 years ago, 50, 100 plus years ago, and it just let you guys break the law and get away with it, especially the black women. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. The whites, they're mentally strong, but they're physically weak and they're pushovers and pacifists. Which nothing wrong with being a pacifist, but some people can't be pacified with, and blacks are one of them. Yeah, so yeah, I am brown, American, human, and earthling. That's what I identify all brown skinned people as. And as for the whites, I don't recognize white or race either. I recognize they're light skinned humans, peach Caucasians. That's what they are to me. And of course, earthlings, because they're from Earth. When I was younger, I didn't know what black and white was. I was taught all of that. There were brown people, light skinned and peach people, which is what I call all light skinned African Americans, and white people, and mixed Asian, Hispanic, and all the other races. I learned all about that in school. Then when I got older, I was more interested in Asian and Japanese culture and wanted to be a Japanese cartoon character. So that's how I now went back to living. Man, talk longer than I wanted to. Sorry about that. But yeah. And by the way, this video once again, if anyone sees it, if any of my friends sees this video, I am not talking about you. I am talking about the people who commit heinous crimes on the news, and people I've dealt with in public. Actually, there is one part that does concern you, my Facebook friends, and that's the ones who attack people who don't support your ideology. Ideology. I am attacking those people. So if you are that, you need to stop it. You need to stop it and respect my opinion, or don't, Well, I talk longer than I want to. Talk longer than I. Oh, I got one more thing to talk about, and that's for the. Not only do I not care about Black Lives Matter, I don't care about the police brutality either. I actually like the police brutality. Any black person who does anything wrong, breaks any law, they have the right to search. They have the right to search, and if necessary, arrest. And if neither one of those things work, they have the right to kill. To get right to kill blacks. I love it when blacks die and leave this planet because they're a big waste of nothing. Like I said, there are 3 to 5 types of blacks. They're the worst kind. There's the ghetto, trash, the thugs, the criminals, the scum of the earth. Every bad thing that's ever happened to blacks is because of these idiots right here. Then of course, number 2, there is the what I like to call the arrogant pro-blacks. These are much better people. These are much better productive members of society, but they constantly associate with the thugs, the criminals, and identify with that element. And they attack, and they are never seen going after other blacks. They talk about white supremacy, but yet they're willing to benefit from that same system that is supposedly white supremacist, and you never see them attacking any whites. All they ever do is attack other blacks, especially coons, the ones who don't agree or support their ideologies. They're the worst of them. They're just as bad as number one. They're better people. I'm pretty sure they're nice people in their daily lives, but they're just so fake and phony, and who would want to be associated with them. Then you have number three. Then you have number three, the third group of people. These are the people I like. I don't consider them black. These are the people who do care about black lives, who do care about Black Lives Matter, and these are the pro-blacks who actually do care about other blacks, and you actually see them readily helping and doing things for other blacks, and they're respectful to other brown or black people who do not agree or support their ideology, which is what you're supposed to be. Which is what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to like everyone. If you're a Christian, you're supposed to like everyone, including the coons, sellouts, and Uncle Toms. Number four, the number four group of people. These are my people. These are the coons, the sellouts, the Uncle Toms, the conservatives, as they call them. The conservatives, as they call them, they adhere to the laws and standards set by the white man. They do not live in victimhood. They do not live in victimhood, and they do not support Black Lives Matters or any of those BS movements. Then there's number five. I hate this group of people, but you gotta respect them. They're fake and phony, just like the pro-blacks, except they actually are seen doing things for other black people, but they're just so arrogant. They look down on people like me who can't or are not able to help other people, and they just look down on people who are not as successful as them, just like the number two group of people, but yet still preach about unity and respect, and staying together and being strong amongst your people. So yeah, I've talked longer than I wanted to, and here was me just being a pushover when I forgot I'm supposed to be a boxer, wrestler, and a rock star. Those are three of the careers I wanted. And it was me being non-confrontational and just a pushover, but no more, no more. And if any person who sees this video and tries to fight me in real life, bring it on. I am sick of sparing you guys. You guys only understand one language. You can't pacify African Americans. Violence, aggression, death, and murder is the only thing you understand. I am the one you call when you need your ass kicked. So with that being said, finally, I am done. See you guys later. You can't take